Okay, so this is a quick little tutorial about how I am prepping a panorama image in DXO Photolab 9 and stitching it using Affinity. Um, Before I go into Affinity to stitch this image, obviously select the images that you want for the pano. So as you can see here, I have a number of shots taken, and I bracketed all these exposures, but it turns out I didn't even need the brackets, so I've actually ticked the ones that I want. So I have 4 images here, so I'm going to hold command and select, or control on a PC, and select the 4 images that I want. And I'm going to my customize menu here, and you can see there are the 4 images for the panorama. And the thing about DxO Photolab is, as you can see, there's a lot of noise in these images. It was shot at like ISO, I don't know, I think it was like ISO 800. So I want to denoise these. The thing about DxO Photolab 9 is the denoising only works on raw files. It won't work on TIFF files. So it'll only work on these DNGs. So normally I would export as a TIFF file, I would stitch it, bring it back in and do all my corrections. But that won't work for my denoising here. So I'm actually going to select the images. I'm going to go into my denoise tab. Now the denoising is absolutely insane in DxO. I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm selecting the D prime. Okay, so if I toggle it on and off, you can see we have taken a lot of noise out of this image. Okay, when it renders, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It takes a while to render just because of the noise correction, but like that is fairly clean. It's a drone. It was taken at ISO like 800, so I'm pretty happy with that. Takes away all that color noise. Um, I'm gonna select them again, and I'm actually gonna zoom out here just so I know what I'm looking at. And I'm gonna click on sharp mask, and I'm just gonna put a sharpening mask on them. And the last thing I'm gonna do is a small bit of selective, or a small bit of smart lighting, just increase the exposure slightly. So all those edits now are applied to those 4 images. Okay. It's important to I have lens correction turned on automatically, so it applies the lens correction. That'll get rid of any vignetting or what that's in the images. So now I'm going to go to image, export to disk. Obviously make sure they're all selected. I have this preset saved here. It's a TIFF file, 16-bit, and I'm going to go into a custom folder here, tutorial pano. Okay, and I'm going to export those images there. Okay, here we are in Affinity Photo. This is free. It is turned into my Photoshop. I've fully moved away from the Adobe suite, so make sure you're in the pixel layer here. Go up to File, New Image Process, and Panorama. Now this dialog box will open. You're going to go to Add and go into the folder where your images are. Okay, so you can see here they're all my 4 TIFF files exported. Highlight them, click enter. It'll load into this dialog box, then click Stitch Panorama. Click OK, depending on how fast your PC is. Now it's going to render the panel, and there you go. The one thing I don't like about Affinity is the rendering looks really soft. Like that looks really kind of soft when I zoom out, but it's fine. It just looks whatever way they render. Click apply, and it'll open in Affinity. Now if you want to do a bit of work here in Affinity, you can, no problem. I just export it as a 16-bit TIFF file back into the folder. going to call this stitched pano, save it. Excellent. Okay, back into Photolab. This is the beauty of DxO. No importing like in Lightroom. I don't have to set up catalogs, none of that. I just go into the folder where it's saved in my drive and I can just edit it straight from the hard drive, which I absolutely love. Okay, all I've got left to do now is crop. I'm going to do an unconstrained crop here. I really only barely want the edges to come in. There you go, click enter. And that's not bad. Small, but you can see the horizon is curving up there slightly, but I can correct that in the, I can use viewpoint, or I can actually use the optics tools here in DxO to get that horizon straight. But yeah, that's how I prep and stitch a pano using DxO Photolab 9 and Affinity Photo.